full disclosure here, a lot of what you're going to get here came from me figuring things out the hard way. So hopefully you can use my life as a cautionary tale and not maybe make the same mistakes I did. In the immortal words of Jack Torrance here, the idea is that when you are working, all work and no play is not the way to go. So I just want to stress that as we get started here. I'm not saying that you're going to have this really strict budget that's not going to let you do anything and do anything fun. What my goal is here, and you'll hear me say this a lot as we work through the project, is if it's important to you, great. Then let's plan on it and let's budget for it. Because if you really want whatever it is, a new car, that's great. You can have that when you are ready to have that. And the problem that I find that a lot of folks run into, again, yours truly, is that there are easy ways to acquire these things, but they aren't always financially perhaps the best way to go. And so we're going to take a look at some of that. All right, so the first couple of things on the calendar, now let me pull our calendar up here. You can see that we are going to be doing, where is this it? Yeah. We're going to be starting out with a very simple idea that we're going to find a job. So this can be, if your goal is to become an engineer, then this will be your engineering job. If your goal is to become a teacher, this will be your teaching job. If your goal is to become a doctor, this will be your doctor job. Okay, it's at the end of whatever education you need to become that which you want to be. For some of us, the timelines will be a little different. But in the end, we're all hopefully going to end up somewhere. So we're going to talk about how do we what comes with earning a salary. And so that's the first part, is finding a job. And then on Thursday, you can see we're going to be finding a place to live. So some of you may really, really, really not want to live in Olympia anymore. Again, that's totally fine. That's great. As long as we plan for it. We want to make sure that you have budgeted for it. And so we're going to look at what it costs to rent a place in other parts of the either world, depending on where you're headed, or just in the country. And so there's some websites that we'll look at and try to figure out how much it would cost to rent something there. That's this week. Next week, you can see we're going to look at food you have to eat. And so we're going to plan out food. You can see also I have find a car. I know some of us have this, really great idealistic view that we're going to live somewhere like Portland and not own a car. And Portland's a great city to not own a car in. Truthfully, they have a nice transit system. But if you lived in Los Angeles, you'd be screwed. You got to have a car. So San Diego, same thing. You got to have a car. So it kind of depends on where you're going to live. Some folks can get away with saying, no, I'm not going to own a car, have a car payment or whatever. But in reality, most people will need a car. On Friday the 29th, we're going to do a little lesson on compound interest. And then again on June 1st, we'll do another one. And those are hopefully going to help kind of round out the whole financial picture. And then at the end, I have a budget. It's a Google sheet where we're going to put some information after all of this work is done up here, gathering all this information. We'll put it together into a budget sheet on Google. And it's going to tell us how did we do. And so that is the basic plan. So let me show you a couple of things that we can use to get started. Let's see here. Where's my other document? No, I had a computer crash, so let's see. Oh, good. All right. Job document. So I wasn't sure that everything got saved. So this worksheet here is the one for tomorrow, and basically you're gonna just fill it out. You know, what do you want? What job do you want when you graduate college? And then what job would you be qualified for when you graduate college? Those might be the same thing. Some people want to be like CEO of a corporation. Well, that's great. You're not going to get that job right out of college unless your family owns the corporation. So, so we may be starting a little bit lower down the ladder when we start out. And then we're going to look at the average salary for somebody with that job. And then, will you have to work a second job? If so, what can you expect? So we're trying to get an idea of what your total picture, the total picture of your income is going to look like when you first start out. Some folks, you know, their first job doesn't earn them enough money, so they do take a second job. You know, you might really want to be an actor, but guess what? You're also going to be a bartender or waitress or something else. I use my brother-in-law as an example a lot of times. My brother-in-law is a really amazing glass artist. His stuff was featured on like Oprah's show and stuff like that. He also is a plumber, and guess which one makes more money? So yeah, he makes a lot more being a plumber than he does being a glass artist. So that's the kind of the trade-off there. So the whole idea is to get an idea of what your total income and just what you're going to be making. So I suggested a website here called salary.com. It's a very handy website. We'll go there now. Oh, cannot locate the internet. Uh-oh. Well, let's just copy and paste it. Oops. Okay, yeah, I got you. Word does not want to go there. So let's see here. Salary.com. And I'll show you a little bit about how this website works. Salary.com. There we go. And this is what the landing page looks like. And so what you might try is, okay, so, oh, look, somebody had a neurosurgeon already used this. All right, so a neurosurgeon in Boston. All right. So I'm going to get a salary estimate. And here's the, here's the neurosurgeon right here. And my mouse is suddenly bouncing all over the place. There we go. I'm going to view the salary for this surgeon. Oh, this is just regular old surgeon. We're going to get redirected here in a second. And we get what's commonly called the normal distribution or bell-shaped curve. And here's the annual salary for somebody who is a surgeon in the region Boston, Massachusetts. So you can also see in here there's a tab that has salary and bonus. So if there was bonus involved, and you can also see benefits. So salary.com is a really nice nice place to see like what some of the benefits and salary and stuff would be. So at the end of the day, what I would suggest is that very few of us are going to start at the median, right? This is probably for people who've been in the business for a while already. You're brand new, so I'm going to say you're probably down here in that first decile, maybe the first quartile. You can see as a neurosurgeon, or sorry, a surgeon, you would be doing quite well. Now, keep in mind that this is when they're actually a practicing surgeon. This is not residency. This is not interning. they are finally there. So like I said earlier, the timelines are going to be different for some of us, because you may be a doctor in residency for a couple of years, and that's different than actually being the doctor who's out making these salaries. So if you were to choose a different profession, let's go back, and let's say I want to be a project manager, because everybody aspires to that, and I want to be a Phoenix, Arizona, because I am tired of all the rain around here. And so you can pick a different one. Oh, project controls manager, SAP project manager, project accounting manager, project engineer construction, project manager construction. Now be careful, because here's project manager construction, here's project manager senior. You probably won't be starting as a senior level project manager. So let's just take the construction project manager. So we'll wait here for a second, and you'll get a sense for what this income looks like. There we go. And you can see their starting salary is probably here at 79,000. This one actually has interesting. I haven't seen them do this before, where you have a lower level job and an upper level job. Let's see a lower level job. So maybe you're not starting out there. Oh, construction coordinator. So maybe you would have to start there. But anyway, you get the idea that salary.com can really pinpoint by job title and location how much you would expect to be earning. And then at that point, that would be the stuff that you would include on your find a job worksheet. Let me go back to our find a job worksheet now. The other thing that is on find a job